Dragon's Eye. In the heart of the Santiga, a ship as rugged as the tales it carried, a brave crew assembled under a sky streaked with omens. Wind clawed at the sails as if warning them back, but their course was set, eastward, across uncharted waters beyond the maps of Europe. Their quest, to uncover the fabled lands of Sihawa, whispered of in ancient sailors' lore, believed to lie beyond the mortal knowledge of kingdoms and kings. Captain Maeron, a veteran of silent wars and haunted dreams, stood at the helm. At his side, Isin, a mapmaker turned mystic, Roa, a fierce blade with a missing eye and a past no one dared ask about, Lucian, a scholar obsessed with forgotten languages, and Vera, a healer raised in the shadow of prophecy. Each had their own reasons for following a myth into the mouth of the unknown. The trials of the sea. Months turned to years in spirit. The Santiga, creaking and battle-scarred, became both home and coffin. They faced pirate legions of the salt tribes, whose obsidian-bladed ships rose like sea serpents. A brutal storm swept them into a vortex near the edge of the burning belt, where lightning danced in colors no man had seen before. When mutiny broke out over a dwindling supply of fresh water, Captain Maeron quelled it not with threats, but by cutting his own hand and sharing blood with the lowest of the crew. That act bound them tighter than rope. But the sea held more than weather and men. The island forgotten by time. Land. At last. A green finger of earth rising from endless blue, veiled in mists, ringed in coral like a crown. As they approached, the air thickened, and the sun dimmed as if uncertain it should shine here. The island pulsed with an ancient presence. Strange monoliths jutted from the forest floor, inscribed in symbols Lucian traced with shaking fingers. Maya. He whispered. But older, as if the gods themselves once knelt here. They replenished water and fruit, but the island was not uninhabited. The Necle people, descendants of a forgotten line, emerged from stone gates, bearing weapons crafted of bone and obsidian. Misunderstandings turned to violence, a skirmish flared beneath the blood-orange moon. Though reluctant, the crew defended themselves. It was Roa who forged peace, laying her sword at the Necle chieftain's feet. "We seek not conquest," she said, but truth buried in waves. The Necle permitted them to leave, but warned, the sky watches. Do not disturb what sleeps beneath. To the north and east. Their voyage pressed onward. Past fog-choked cliffs and endless mist, they reached the shores of Scotland, where ruins whispered of druids and forgotten tides. A brief solace, then southward again, their sails full of wind and unease. In a coastal village in Asia's crescent, suspicion clouded their arrival. The locals believed them to be the false ones. Cursed seawalkers foretold in tales. Only Vera's healing of a sick child swayed the hearts of the elders. Trade was offered, stories exchanged, and from one aged monk came a name that made Isin go pale, Ei. The awakening of Dragon Ei. The sea grew still. The air held its breath. And then, it came. From the ocean's deep heart, where no light dared venture, Dragon Ei rose. A beast of molten scale and ancient sorrow, its roar turned the sky black. Eyes like eclipses, wings like mountains unfolding, it struck without warning. For 7 days and nights, the Santiga danced between death and fire. Lucian discovered the beast's weakness in an old Necle chant, sung during a rare lunar alignment. As the crew hurled spears tipped in silver and lightning, Maeron faced the dragon head-on, steering the ship through its jaws to land a blow beneath its eye. At last, the creature fell, bleeding steam and shadow, and the sea stilled once more. The Necle. In the dragon's submerged lair, they discovered the Necle, an artifact not made by man. Black as void, etched with symbols from no known world. Even Isin, who once dreamed in languages not his own, could not read it. The moment Vera touched it, she saw fire devour cities. The seas rise. Shadows with no name. This must be returned. She gasped, to where it first drank the light, to Greece. Maeron agreed. But the sea would not let them go quietly. The Battle of the Delanae. As the Santiga neared Greece, the sky tore open. The gods of the Delanae, radiant, terrifying, adorned in starfire and judgment, descended. Titans who ruled time and sea and silence. They saw the Necle's removal as blasphemy, a defiance of divine will. Their arrival shook the earth. Lightning cleaved mountains. Tempests rose from nowhere. One by one, the crew of the Santiga fell into defensive ranks, mortal blades raised against celestial wrath. Return the Necle. One god thundered, or be erased from time. But Maeron stood firm. No god who hides power behind destruction deserves worship. The battle was apocalyptic. Thunder clashed with iron. Roa lost her other eye. Lucian was struck down, clutching the Necle to his chest as fire consumed him. Then, a new sound. The voices of the Mayan gods, long silent, rose from the ether. They descended not in fury, but in radiance, their arrival turning chaos into song. You have honored what was once ours. They said. Now let us stand with you. Together, mortal and divine, they struck back. The gods of the Delanae faltered, not in strength, but in arrogance. With a final blow from Maeron's blade, enchanted now with the breath of the old gods, the last of the Delanae was cast into the void. The return. At last, they reached Greece. Upon a mountain shrouded in mist, where the Necle once slept, the crew placed it back upon its pedestal. A hush fell over the world. The sky cleared. But not all would remain unchanged. Some of the crew were gone. Others broken. Captain Maeron, his hand now scorched by divine fire, turned to his crew and said. We are not legends. We are reminders, that even gods must be questioned. Epilogue. The Santiga now rests in harbor, its mast a monument to all who dared the sea and the sky. Children sing of Dragon Ei. Priests whisper of the Necle. And somewhere, deep in the realm between time and truth, the Mayan gods wait, watchful, eternal.